Ebony Blanton is a driven young woman who has dedicated her life to fitness and overall wellness. She has triumphed over depression and unhealthy living and has transitioned into a life that not only serves her, but it helps others. Ebony is a committed dancer whose gifts have taken her to a number of schools across the Tri-Cities area. And she is the founder of H.I.I.T, High Intensity Interval Training Fitness. She is committed to coaching her clients to wellness and pushing them in ways that keep workouts varied, exciting, and challenging. The testimonies of her work reveal extraordinary results. She is a committed coach and a partner in wellness. Good day, everyone, and welcome to another segment of Business Acumen with Cross Cultural Talks. I am your host, Robinette Cross, and today I have with me my sister in Christ, overall fitness guru, get your body right,
ma'am.
Miss Ebony Blanton from H.I.I.T.
Hello, everybody.
Thank you for joining us today, Ebony.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. I wanted you to come on the show because really your life has been an inspiration of how you have really traveled a path to wellness and found stability in that path. And now your life is lived in helping others achieve that same goal. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Good, fantastic. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Who is Ebony Blanton? Where are you from? What do you do? Let's talk about it.
All right. Well, let's get to it. My name is Ebony Blanton. I'm from Farmville, Virginia. I moved to Richmond when I was a junior in high school. So I've been here a pretty good amount of time. Within that, I've decided to go to Virginia State where I graduated and studied in psychology.
Okay.
And so actually as full-time, I'm actually doing crisis counseling. So I'm a crisis counselor.
Wow.
Yes.
Crisis counseling. So what is crisis counseling exactly?
Well, we cater to the homeless community where we place them in temporary housing, and what we do is we help stabilize them temporarily before they go back into society. So we kind of bridge the gap for them to go back into society, and we prepare them just to get them along the way.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. So I noticed also that one day we saw each other at Madison's pediatrician. Madison's our daughter.
Hi, Madison.
Not our daughter, mine and David's daughter, right? And was that part of what you were doing as well?
Yes, I was with a client.
With a client?
Yes, ma'am.
So you take them for wellness visits to the doctor,
Yes.
to the dentist?
Any needs that they have, whether it's healthcare, housing, resources in the community such as interview skills, GED courses, we do it all. We do it all. Yes.
To transition back to
Into
avoid
society.
relapse, recidivism, and to equip them with the proper tools to be able to participate in society.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
That's good. That's really good. So I honor you because that is something that is not always the easiest job to have.
It's not always easy, but it's rewarding knowing that you're impacting their lives and changing them for the better.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it can be a struggle, you know, when you're dealing with adults, and sometimes they tend to put themselves in situations, but you're just there to guide them and let them know that there's a better way to live.
Right.
You don't have to go in this direction with your life anymore.
Right.
So,
And to that end, and we'll definitely going to talk about HIT-FIT, but to that end, you touched on something just now when you said, especially when you're dealing with adults, which also means that you deal with children, you deal with adolescents, and so what is that sometimes like to deal with that population, whether that's young adolescent or older adolescents, you're still dealing with children?
Absolutely, and because with mental health, it's just like being a child. I've worked with children in mental health as well. They can't differentiate their behavior all the time, and
Right.
that's where the struggle can come in. A lot of them, they didn't grow up in homes where they were taught the tools that most people are taught at a young age. And so they go through some trials and tribulations. And so we're there to teach them that you're not your past. You're not how you grew up. You don't have to resort to this behavior because of what you went through growing up. And a lot of times it does stem from childhood.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good. I did not know what you did.
Yeah.
During the
A lot
day.
of people don't know.
I had no idea what
like,
you did.
You do everything. I'm like, yeah, by the grace of God, I'm out here trying to change lives in any way that I can. Any way that I can.
Any way that you can. Which means that really wellness, overall wellness, has been something that obviously is part of the fabric of your life, because you're talking about mental wellness, right? And now you also do something that focuses on physical well-being, really just holistic living. And so talk about, because you started H.I.I.T, high intensity interval training.
Yes, you got it. Yes. A lot of people ask me, oh, what does HIT stand for? And you got it.
Thank you. Thank you. I had to do my homework. High intensity interval training. Yes. And so why don't you tell us a little bit about the journey that led you to HIT and what HIT is?
All right. Well, HIT kind of fell in my lap. So my journey is basically this. I was in a relationship at the time, and it didn't end well, and it kind of allowed me to go into this depression per se. I didn't even know it was depression at the time. I wasn't at my lowest, but I was getting there. And the person that I am, I was never a person to sit in that. And so I had to get up. I had to start moving. I had to do something because I didn't like the way I was feeling. Because with those feelings, it trickled into anxiety, where I was actually prescribed anxiety medication. The doctor put me on anxiety pills, and I didn't like the way they made me feel. So I said, I will not live my life like this. I won't. I just won't. I won't allow a situation to control me. And so I did something about it, and that something was me getting up every morning and going outside of my home and running. I started with running, and that's how I began the journey to wellness. And with me running every morning, I only ran for about 20 minutes every morning, right before work, and it led me to mental clarity, better moods, and overall healing of some of my anxiety symptoms. I didn't have the panic attacks or the tightness in my chest or shortness of breath anymore. And I also had to change my eating habits with that. Yeah.
Okay. So what I heard really was, endorphins combated anxiety.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Good. That's good. And then you said, because that's the physical component that started you, and you said only 20 minutes a day. It's not like you went and worked out an hour or 2 hours at a gym. You went 20 minutes
every morning. And that's a big misconception. A lot of people believe that you have to work out an hour at a time in a gym or at your home and you have to be completely exhausted. No, all you need is 15 minutes a day, 15 to 30 minutes a day, just to get moving. Doing something great for your body is always worth it, always.
Always worth it. Always worth it, always. Always worth it, always. And you also changed your eating habits. So what habits did you have before, and how did you change them?
Well, I was the kind of person, I wouldn't actually eat a lot until dinner. So I would eat a moderate breakfast. Sometimes I wouldn't eat breakfast like most people don't. They don't really crave breakfast. Didn't eat a big breakfast. Probably would or wouldn't have lunch depending on how I felt that day. And then dinner time, I stuffed my face. Carbs, grease, fried food, because I was depleted by that time. And so the way I made up for that was overloading my plate. I would fill my plate up with probably 3 servings of food and eat it, and then lay down and go to sleep.
And then lay down and go to sleep. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Because that was before you started working out.
Yes.
So your body couldn't do work for you in your sleep. And I think that's one thing that people forget is that your body can work for you even while you sleep, even while it's recovering, it can work for you.
Yes, and a lot of people don't realize that rest is a vital part of recovery. If you do not sleep, you're not going to be able to retain that muscle mass that you're working so hard to retain when you work out. And it sometimes triggers weight gain. So if you're only sleeping 4 to 5 hours a day, be sure to check that, because that can aid in weight gain more than weight loss. Sleep is vital, very vital to recovery. And a lot of people don't know that.
Right, and they just feel that they can keep going and going and going.
And because we're routine, and I was like this in a routine. I did what I always knew. It was a routine for me. And so I didn't know that my body was being damaged because of it, because I was in a routine. I wasn't really paying attention to my body as much.
Right.
But at a point, my body started talking and telling me, you have to do better. I'm breaking down. And that's what my body was doing inside, breaking down. So lack of sleep, stress, depression, and anxiety, it did nothing for my body, nothing good for my body.
Nothing good for your body but cause you to have to take pills to combat something that you could fix naturally. I'm glad you really decided, you made a conscious decision to live differently, and that has turned into something that has expanded to a local movement that's spreading beyond Richmond, really, right? And so tell us about then, because that led you into something that started H.I.T. So what is H.I.T and what did you do in it?
All right, well, H.I.T stands for High Intensity Interval Training Fitness. And basically what it is you work out in intervals. So you work out in these intervals for about 30 to 60 seconds at a time. And within these 30 to 60 seconds, you're going full out at your hardest to reach your max heart rate. And when you reach your max heart rate, we bring it down in half the time that you work. So for example, if I have you work out for a simple exercise such as jumping jacks, I have you do jumping jacks for 60 seconds, but you have to go full out doing jumping jacks for 60 seconds. Then I'll give you a 30-second rest, and then we'll do it right over again. We'll start right over again, and you'll just continue until the class ends. And the one thing people have a big misconception about is that you have to bust your tail. Well, you do have to work. It is high intensity. People don't realize it's high intensity. You have to work, but you don't have to work for a long time. And that's what's so great about HIIT. You do it in short bursts. You don't have to spend 30 minutes working out. You can do HIIT in 15 to 20 minutes and be done.
Right.
And if you're in the gym, you get on the treadmill and you sprint for 15 to 20 minutes and you're burning fat. But when you're working out in a steady state, which means you're working out at a pace that's gradual, it takes your body a lot longer to raise its heart rate. And so it doesn't shed the fat as fast. And because HIIT does, you're raising your heart rate up, you're bringing it down. You're bringing it up, you're bringing it down. And so your body doesn't have a chance to adjust to what's going on.
Right, so there's something called plateauing, and that's something that your body won't do in HIIT. And so can you tell us what that means?
Yes, when you hit a plateau, basically means your body is not being worked anymore. It's basically used to what you've been doing. And so if you're used to going to the gym, for instance, because that's, I guess, popularized, you don't have to go to the gym to work out. Just know you can do HIIT at home, you can do it outside, you can do it anywhere. But if you're working at a steady state on a treadmill, say if you're just jogging on a treadmill, at some point your body has to work harder to lose the weight it once lost. Yeah. So basically, say if I started, like I told you, I started running. At one point I was only doing 2 miles a day for about 30 days. But my body got used to it and I didn't shed any weight after. So I had to increase my mileage. So with steady state, at some point in your life, you're going to have to increase the time that you're working out. But with HIIT, you'll never have to increase that time. You get in and you get out.
You get in?
You get in.
Listen, because some of these videos that Ebony posts on Facebook and on Instagram, they are good. I mean, I see people flipping over tires. One night they were kind of sliding sideways across the gym. They picked up some stuff that you use for the step, the stair step. I'm not good at stair steps because I can't keep the 1-3 rhythm. I can keep the 2-4 rhythm. Can't do that. So why not use it to do something you can't do with it?
One thing with HIIT, and one thing with my classes is I try to keep it as creative as possible. Yeah. No class will ever be the same. That's and I do that because I don't want my members to get complacent because it happens. We get tired, we get bored, we're stressed out from work. We oftentimes don't even want to work out. Yeah. It's normal. So what I try to do is create a positive and fun environment so where they come in and they look forward to working out. Yeah. And so we pick up stair steppers, we pick up whatever's in the room and we use it. We use mostly our own body weight.
Yeah, mostly your own body weight, which lets you know that you don't necessarily have to do it in the gym because you always have your own body weight.
Body weight. If you can lift yourself, you're doing something good. Yeah. You're doing something good.
If you can lift yourself, you're always doing something good. And I also love the fact, part of your story is that you started out at the church.
Yes. Yes, the church.
Yes. And so Tiffany Mallory, Minister Tiffany Mallory, we interviewed her previously because, of course, she was talking about being an overcomer and her experiences, and she said that she's shed now close to 80 pounds, and she said that you were really a part of the catalyst for that journey. So tell us how you actually molded her into a client that started that journey and had to stay the course on it. I know staying the course is self-determination.
Yes.
That's critical to it too. But you gave her tools so that she could be successful.
I'm so grateful for Tiffany. Shout out to you, Tiffany Mallory. She's one of my biggest success stories in H.I.I.T. She started off and she didn't drink a lot of soda, wasn't really active, didn't feel like she could do half the moves that were introduced to her. But she had determination. She kept going and going and going. And in that, she lost, like you said, over 85 pounds. And I think in my class, she shed about 60-some pounds, I want to say. And that was in her first year of being in my class.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. An amazing, amazing thing.
That's amazing. Did you help her with meal preps? Because I know that's also part of what you do. Is you'll come over there and you'll look in people's most embarrassing places, the refrigerator, and you cover. And she will find.
I will find the goodies, the carbs, the sugar, all the things that we have to reduce. I don't believe in cutting anything out, and that's what I will say.
Good.
And let me put this disclaimer out here. I'm not a nutritionist, so I can't really give nutritional advice per se. But I have given people advice on what they should be putting in their bodies, what's best for them. And Tiffany, she was one of the people that I did consult with about her eating habits, and I suggested that she implement more vegetables into her diet. And so she did what was easiest for her to consume vegetables, which was through smoothies.
Right.
Yeah, so she started drinking smoothies in the morning because she was on the go, just like I was at one point. On the go, not really having time for breakfast. So it was easy for her to make a smoothie. And I tell people, prepare your meals at night. Get prepared. You prepare for everything else in life. You prepare for work. You prepare for kids. You prepare for your husband, your family. Prepare for yourself. Take that time out, even if it's an hour on the weekend. Take some time for yourself and really, really prepare yourself for what you're about to get into. Because this journey, it is that in itself a journey. It's not always easy, but it's worth it. It's so worth it.
Good. So for those of us who are just really, who say, especially with the New Year resolution and everything, I'm going to prepare my meals. And then they go to Walmart or order on Amazon all these little plastic bins,
Tupperware,
the Tupperware, because they are determined to prep their meal. And they start, and week one is all right. But how do you prepare for a week's worth of eating on Sunday? Or do you prepare it all, or do you have a Sunday prep day and then a Wednesday prep day? Like, what does that look like?
Yes, so I would advise anyone prepping their meals to do what works for your schedule. So what works for me is prepping 3 days at a time. I love fresh food. I'm not a person that stands to eat food that's frozen and microwavable for a long period of time. So what I do is I will prepare my meals on Sunday for Monday through Wednesday. So my meals are prepared. So most of the time I leave breakfast open. I have time to prepare my own breakfast. So I'll prepare my snacks, put them in Ziploc bags, and I also prepare my lunches and dinners. And then you rotate those meals. A lot of people feel like you have to go to extremes to prepare your food. I always encourage cooking in bulk, so big dishes. Things that will last you a week, so you don't have to freeze your meals, or things that will last you a long time that you can rotate. You can rotate your dinners and make them lunches one day, and you don't have to be bland with your food. You can eat very healthy and be very satisfied at the same time.
When you say you pack some of your snacks, what are some of the snacks that you pack then?
I love snacks.
Because really we really do. We eat really 3 meals, right? But then we're snacking in the interim, and anybody who is working on the go, that's the one thing that can get you, right? Can it cripple you quite a bit? Your snack life can make or break you. Because you'll be like, oh, I had this great meal planned out, and then the M&Ms.
The M&Ms. Trust me, I understand understand the struggle because I have a sweet tooth. I won't deny that. I have a sweet tooth. And one thing I will always say to people that are big snackers, prepare things that are sweet, that's savory. I like sweet and salty. So I'll combat apples with peanut butter or apples with walnuts or cashews.
There we go.
I try to get healthy fats, and the more healthy fats that you put in your body and protein, the less hungrier you'll be throughout the day. So what I do is pack fruit, apples, oranges, and protein bars. Those are clutch. So for somebody that has a sweet tooth, pack a low carb and a low sugar protein bar that you can grab, keep it in your car. Always keep snacks in your car. Rice cakes are good snacks.
I like a rice cake.
A good rice cake. And you can even have chocolate, but use dark chocolate. I know a lot of people are up and down about dark chocolate, but I have a great recipe. For instance, you can take dark chocolate chip morsels and melt them, and then take some strawberries, and you'll have chocolate
covered strawberries.
Yes.
Okay.
Healthy snack, you know.
That's
you can take the chocolate chips, put them in the microwave at work. You have melted chocolate. You know, there are ways around, you know, the way you used to eat and the way you currently eat. You can make some healthy stuff and it's still satisfying.
I know personally, I don't like just chocolate.
Okay.
For some of us, right?
Yeah.
I always have my husband. So with the peanuts, you want just the peanuts, or you want the peanuts with the nuts in them,
the nougat and caramel.
Yes.
And all, yeah.
Now I don't necessarily need an almond or anything like that, but I would like to have the peanuts with the nut in them.
Yeah,
and
totally
David,
understand.
he's making a face. Look at this face he's making. My husband's making a face at me right now, just beyond this camera. But the good news is, in my house, I never have to worry about whether or not he's going to eat my peanuts. I mean, my M&Ms.
You always have your M&Ms.
Listen, critical stash. Likewise, he never has to worry about me. But I really like to have, I can't just eat regular chocolate. I have to have chocolate with a crunch.
Yeah.
So you're saying then that, let's say for the dark chocolate, get the dark chocolate chips, melt them down, and then put a cashew.
Yes.
And there's my crunch.
There's your crunch. You can even do cereal, Chex Mix.
Oh, I love a Chex.
I'm telling
you. Did you say Chex Mix?
Chex cereal. Use the cereal. We buy cereal all the time. Shredded wheat. You can actually use cereal as a snack.
Okay, what about Cheerios?
Great snack. They're heart healthy.
And they're heart healthy, yeah.
I would just say avoid a lot of high sugared cereals.
Right.
Always monitor your sodium and your sugar intake at any time when you're consuming any food. So be sure to check your labels. That's important.
How do you do that? So that's a good thing to say. I remember one time, I think it was around Christmas, when you went grocery shopping and you posted something about the labels. How do you effectively, and I know you're not a nutritionist, so just, this is us talking, seek a nutritionist should you have additional inquiries or your primary care physician, right?
Yes.
Disclaimer. Yeah. But when you're looking at labels, what are you looking for? Because some people don't know how to read the boxes.
Yes. So I would always say monitor your calories. So check for the calories. I don't really obsess about calories, but you should be aware of how many calories you're consuming. You should also be aware of portion sizes. So on the back of each label, there's a serving size.
Yes.
So for example, you have a bag of chips. And that bag of chips will say 400 calories.
Yeah.
A lot of people will think that the bag of chips is the chips in itself 400 calories. No, there's a serving size. That means if there's 2 serving sizes, that's 800 calories for that bag. And a lot of times we eat the whole bag.
Eat the whole bag.
Whole bag.
Whoa. And then that's the average body, a woman's body should consume somewhere close to 2,000 calories.
Yes.
A day?
A healthy diet for a woman would be anywhere between 14 and 1,500 calories.
Okay.
Yeah.
14 and 15. That was not 2,000. Okay. So 14 and 1,500 calories.
2,000, more on the male side, or for someone that's looking to gain weight or to sustain muscle mass. So I feel like when you're anywhere for like fat loss, I would say 12 to 1,500 calories.
12 to
and
1,500.
It's a calculation depending on your weight, height, things like that. Yeah.
They can do a recommendation based on that. That's good stuff. Clearly. So that's that, and so foods that give us energy, because you said also for proteins, I know that there are some good protein foods, right? Like almonds are good for protein.
And healthy fats, yes.
And healthy fats. cashews. What can we do if we're like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted? Because one thing that we don't want to keep doing is, right, taking in a lot of coffee or caffeine, right? Because caffeine really can, too much caffeine can really kind of disturb your system.
Yes.
So what can we do as an energy, not necessarily substitute, but enhancement to help us get through that midday lull or something like that?
I always suggest using green tea as a healthy substitute for caffeine. It gives you an amazing energy, and it's great for fat loss. So you can drink up to 3 cups a day of green tea and you will slim down. So try using even apple cider vinegar. A lot of people...
Apple cider vinegar.
A lot of benefits. And I tell people all the time, we have the internet. Use the internet. Google all these things. YouTube. There are so many people putting out free information for the internet. But something very great for a caffeine substitute would be green tea. And try to avoid putting a lot of sugar. You can use agave or honey. And then once you get that taste out the way, try to cut that completely and drink it without it. Try using lemon instead.
That's good though. Lemon is so good.
Yeah, and that's a fat burner too. Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Lemon is really good, especially like in warm water or warm tea. It really, oh my goodness, because
it revs up your metabolism when you drink it with warm water. It
really?
prepares you. So if you drink it on an empty stomach, it revs up your system to get prepared for whatever you're putting inside.
I had no idea.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's why I feel so delightful when I consume it.
It's so good.
People, because you know you have, and then that infused water, right?
Yes.
So it's not, it's because, you know, cutting up the lemon or cutting up the lime and putting it in your water. I know we're now in a society where we're really big on that. It's kind of fizzling out, but I really still like to do it. To put lemons, limes, fruit and stuff in it.
Do ginger and even vegetables, cucumber.
Yeah.
I say if you're someone that doesn't like water, try infused water, fruits and vegetables. Put them aside for a little taste.
For a little taste. How much water do you think is recommended to consume?
So when you're consuming water, always remember to track your weight. So whatever you weigh, you divide that by 2. That's the amount of ounces you should drink a day for your body weight. So everybody's water intake will be different. It just depends on your body weight.
Okay.
So whatever your body weight is, you divide it by 2. That's how many ounces of water you should drink a day.
How many ounces you should drink a day? So it's not necessarily the 8-ounce glasses of water. So that's
just recommended, just to make sure that you're actually drinking water, because it's definitely a great thing for your skin, your nails, your hair. It's overall benefits for life. Yeah. So.
But make sure that take your weight. So if you're 180 pounds, then drink 90 ounces of water a day.
Yes, you got it.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, you're hearing it now. So for those of you who you're really getting just little nuggets on how to do daily improvements. 15 minutes a day of high intensity interval training, not gradual training, but high intensity interval training.
Yes.
And that'll burn fat for your body for hours.
Yes. And guys, do your research. It's very popular now. It's the go-to thing that everybody's doing in fitness, because everyone is realizing you don't want to work out for a long time. So people want what's quick and what's effective. And that's HIIT. HIIT is quick and it's effective. Yeah.
It is quick and it's effective.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. So when do you hold your classes though, Ebony? Because it's not necessarily every day, even though you may work out every day. When can people come to a HIIT Fit class and where?
Okay, well, I am located at a New You Wellness Center. Every Tuesday night, I teach HIIT at 6:30 p.m. at 1606 On B Lane. I'm there every Tuesday. On Wednesday nights, I actually teach Zumba. If there's a Zumba, it's a dance fitness class. And that's also an intensity-based class. I rev up your energy. We also split the class between dancing and dancing in chairs for more like strength training. I try to always keep that fit part in there, always keeping you toning at the same time as doing cardio, because that is important. We don't want to just do cardio because we deplete our muscle mass. We want to be curvy. That's a good thing. Curves are good. Everybody's trying to get curves.
Everybody's trying to get curves.
People are out here paying for them, you know, so why not do it naturally? And so I teach Zumba Fit every Wednesday night at the same address at a New You Wellness, 1606 On B Lane at 7:30 p.m.
Okay, so that's Tuesday
and Wednesday. And you can also do personalized training.
Yes,
is that right?
Certified personal trainer. Yes, ma'am.
Certified.
Yes. You can catch me at any time. If you would like to send your inquiries to my Facebook, you can catch me at H.I.I.T LLC. That's H.I.I.T Fit LLC, or on Instagram at HIIT.fit FIT.
H.I.T.
Yeah.
Good. So if you want to connect with Ebony for personal training, or if you want to go to one of the classes, I'm telling you, my husband aspires. So we, and it really has turned into like a little family where it's like, you have cheerleaders, you can do it, you can do it.
And I'm glad that you said family. I am very big on that. And what I always try to gear my classes toward is making sure that it's intimate. My class is not huge where you'll come in and get discouraged, and so I want to make that clear. I specifically have designed my classes to be intimate so that people can come in and feel comfortable and feel like it's a family-based atmosphere.
Yeah, because all too often we struggle with body image issues.
Yes.
And so one thing that I really like about your class is that you tailor the workouts to fit both men and women. As a matter of fact, one of the images that you use on half of the body is a strong woman, and the other half of the body is a strong man, and you build that in your classes because both men and women take it.
Yes, it's not just for women. Men, come on out. Don't be afraid to do something great for your bodies. HIIT is an amazing workout.
Amazing workout. So guys, if you want to connect with Ebony Blanton, certified, bona fide, tried and true, living proof, please be sure to connect with her on Facebook, connect with her on Instagram. She really is just as delightful in person as she is coming across the screen. You're welcome, it's true. All right, so I want to thank you again, Ebony. Is there anything that you want to share that's coming down the pike?
Look out for some boot camps coming up in the spring and summer. I do a lot of those. So if at times you can't come to any of my classes, there will be plenty of opportunities to try out our boot camps, okay? So there's no excuse not to move. I keep everything super affordable. My classes are only $5 for drop-ins and $15 a month. I try to keep it very inexpensive. And just come on out and have a good time. Bring a friend or a family member. Tell a friend and then tell another friend.
Tell a friend and tell another friend. And make it a fun, and just join in on the fun. The environment is already fun, so join in on the fun. Join in on the journey to find a new, better you in an effective, efficient amount of time, and begin this life change journey with somebody who cares about the quality of your life and the quality of your time. So I want to say thank you again. Thank you, Ebony, for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure, my pleasure. Guys, tune in, same time, same place, 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time next week for another episode of Business Acumen with Cross Cultural Talks. I am your host, Robinette Cross, here with my special guest, Ebony Blanton. Don't forget to go and be great on purpose. God bless you. Bye.